What are your expectations for WoW housing? Are they good? Are they bad? Well, let me quell some fears as well as maybe create some fears, create some discussions within the space. And so if you've been enjoying the beta and having a good time with it, there was this post that make hopefully assuage your fears with hearthsteel. And it says that less than 1% of housing decor items are currently flagged as shop sources. Now, there isn't a full-on catalog, though there are sites that are trying to pull that data. It's just hard to tell what's going to be a full-on shop item versus an earned item. Additionally, like what is coming out, for example, Legion Remix has some items that are coming out that we can see here. That being said, there's a post that I think asks a good question that we should really be focusing on as opposed to the shop discussion right now, which is how frustrating is the limited nature of housing items. Say you buy 3 chairs, but you meant to get 4. Say you can't afford it. Like, what do you do then? Because I think the big thing that a lot of people may not realize is that old world resources or say achievements and whatnot, maybe it gets you the base item, but when you have to get multiples of it, does that pull away from the game? Does that pull away from people's enjoyment? I think this comment answers it really well. It says takes away from more gameplay than it adds. Yes, it will get people to engage with the old world and with events and factions that haven't touched in years, perhaps repeatedly as they farm up the furniture, but some people are just going to give up when they realize how long their sandbox ideas would take. My opinion, many items should be infinite by default, and many more would benefit from being sold in bundles of 2 to 4. And this kind of brings back to my original discussion that I talked about in my previous video, where I said that the issue with housing is once you start to make everything of a limited nature, everything of a, you have to buy multiples. There's not bundles. These things are singles, or you have to do an achievement to get it, or there's a vendor to get it. When you started off with a restriction, you're funneling from the get-go people's enjoyment of housing. As good as it could possibly be, you're limiting people's enjoyment. You're not creating that enjoyment. And this is what this beta begins to feel like, and everything before it where we've gotten housing previews. It feels like we're getting these things now because they're going to go, hey, just so you know, when it actually comes out, you're not going to have access to it, or you're not going to have the money for it, or you're not going to have the achievements for it. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think is the better way for them to do this so everyone can get good enjoyment of housing, not just in the beta, but also when midnight starts? Peace.